continue with our King Nzinga story. I know you like that.
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
Okay, remind me where we stopped.
Diogo, Nzemba, and Nganga have convinced the king to consider an alliance with Portugal. Nganga and 2 others from the cabinet have been chosen to travel to Portugal with Diogo. And Diogo gets to find out that King Nzinga likes light complexion women.
Yes! Now, this is what happens next.
Years later, it's business as usual. The king is in his palace with some cabinet members. The elder runs in and announces that a foreign ship is arriving at Soyo. The king gets on his horse. His subjects follow as a ride to the port. They get there at about the same time Diogo and his mates are getting off the ship. He sees the king and beckons on his shipmates to kneel, then barks out an instruction for the gifts to be brought immediately. The 3 emissaries get off the boat, dressed in foreign clothes. The king laughs and embraces his close friend Nganga. Nkita looks displeased. The king looks and sees a few more faces.
My friend Diogo, who are these?
Great King Nzinga! They are the people I promised will help with the sharing of knowledge. We have a few missionaries, a teacher, a doctor, and 5 Portuguese soldiers.
Nkita looks apprehensive as he locks eye contact with one of the soldiers. The king looks at the two Diogo has called teachers and commands them to stand up and take off their hats. A black man appears.
Great King Nzinga, my name is Aputu A. Mbemba, but baptized as Rolando. I am from the neighboring Lunda state, and my father was a doctor at the Sankore Mandrasa in Timbuktu, in the Kingdom of Mali, where I studied and was opportune to travel back with the Portuguese when they came. And I've been teaching, practicing, and studying in Lisbon. Now I am determined to share this knowledge with the people of this region.
Aputu Rolando, your services from your experience with the white man will be most needed. My palace will always be available to you.
He is embraced by the king. The second takes off her hat. A broad smile comes across the king's face as he sees a very pretty lady.
Her name is Beatriz, great king. She works in the court of my great king João II, and she is mixed race. She has been sent by the king to help with teaching Portuguese, geography, and European culture.
The king keeps his stare with a smile on his face directed at this woman.
I am honored to be in your presence, great King Nzinga.
Pleasure is absolutely mine, Beatriz. Come. You will ride by my side to the capital. I want to see Lisbon through your eye and hear about this lovely kingdom of Portugal from your lips. Were you born around these parts or in Lisbon?
They all head back to the capital and the palace, with the king riding side by side with Beatriz, smiling at everything she says, constantly letting his eyes roam all over her beautiful body. As they reach the capital, the ship's crew are escorted by the guards to their resting place, while the king leads his entourage through the palace gates into the calabash to listen to the findings of his emissaries. As they settle down, Nzinga, the leader of the emissaries from Portugal, is the first to speak.
My king, the kingdom of Portugal is really large with a number of truly beautiful cities. In their schools, the children wear the same clothing and put on socks and shoes.
Socks? Does it not become too hot and the children itch in legs?
Nzinga goes on to explain his experiences, from education to social life, economy, and then talks about religion.
As for religion, I observe that Christianity has different groups, but the Portuguese are Catholics, with a leader called Pope in Rome.
What? A religion where their leader is in another kingdom, speaks another tongue? This is asking for disaster.
Let him finish, Nkita. Stop interrupting him.
Thank you, my king. As I was saying before being rudely interrupted, despite having their leader in Rome, they don't interfere in the politics of the kingdoms, as they are there for spiritual growth and peace. The effect of this practice can be seen around the kingdom, as you can feel the sense of peace, calm, and unity around the cities. Everyone goes into a church to worship one day each week, but you are free to go into the church to pray anytime you want. They believe that God sent his son to the world and his name was Jesus, but he was killed like a slave on a cross to save everyone.
Saved from what? From an attack?
Apparently from sin and death.
So our traditions and culture have not kept peace within our kingdom? And Jinzambi has not protected us in our battles? Nor our consultations with our chief priest Wazo Inkiteki reveal truths about evils planned by our enemies? And tell us about the blessings about to befall us? Nganga, be very, very careful. I think you have been fooled.
My king, I think the missionaries will be better placed to explain. But in relation to trade and their intentions, I would say it would be a mistake not to reach an agreement with the Portuguese. Our people can accept the knowledge they bring and reject the religion if they want. It does not affect the agreement.
My king, please, please, be patient. Do not sign anything. I see this as the beginning of disaster befalling us. I implore you, first, call Wazo Nganga Kiteki to consult the gods and see what they say.
The king pauses for a moment as there is silence in the room.
I will ask for Wazo to consult the gods, but will also agree to a deal with the Portuguese. The concept of a new trade route, new methods to medicine, improved weapons, and additional gods to consult for help and assistance is a welcome development.
Brother, no.
And my king, we have a book called the Bible, Mukanda Nkisi.
The king sends for Diogo and requests for the terms of agreement from the Portuguese king. The terms indicate that a school has to be built for learning the ways of the foreigner, a church as well for worship, and the priests can relate freely with the people. Guns, military training, teaching, and bricks for modern building works will be used to pay for slaves, raffia, and silver, with a few gold coins for hospitality. The king agrees to everything, but indicates that no church will be built. Diogo sends the message via the ship's captain with some slaves as a gift to King João II. King Nzinga is in his private chambers with Beatriz. It has been over 3 months since they came, and he has been trying to have his way with her. He grabs her firmly by the waist with one hand and attempts to squeeze one breast with the other.
King Nzinga, get your hands off me.
As she pushes him off and out of his grasp, She says,
I'm sorry, great king.
Call me Nzi.
I am sorry, great King Nzinga, but I still belong to my king, Zhao II. There are a few more teachers now as the ship brought them in for the new school, and the great King Nzinga can have any one of them. Also, my king, I am a Christian and would only sleep with her husband.
Beatriz, don't forget you are in the presence of the great King Nzinga, the conqueror of the great mountain king, Afana, the lion of the Zambezi forest, who can see his enemy's path from the sunrise with his eyes closed, the bringer of pain to his enemies and peace to his people. I get whatever I want at the flick of my fingers. Be careful, Beatriz.
Great King Nzinga, I am Portuguese.
Don't shun me, Beatriz. I wake up thinking of touching this lovely light brown skin, seeing those beautiful grey eyes that pierce right into my soul when you look at me. And those lips. Oh, when will I kiss those luscious, thick lips? I love you, Beatriz. Can't you see that?
I am sorry, great king.
There is an eerie silence in the room. The king breaks it by changing subject.
I'm annoyed today, my dear. Your king did not fully accept the agreement I sent, as he has opted not to send the weapons, but he's still collecting the slaves and raffia clothing. Why is he not acting like a true Christian should? With compassion, and send me my weapons. The soldiers are still here waiting to train mine.
Great king, I am sorry you don't feel happy, but I really can't help you there. You have your cabinet for that. I need to go. I have to see Diogo.
She turns, bends to pick up her things, and her ass is in the king's line of sight. The king screams.
Acha! No. Beatriz, please wait. What do I have to give you for just one night?
We go back in time as Beatriz remembers what Diogo told her before they came to Congo. She was actually one of King Joao's concubines and had been brought before Diogo to be told that her family had been arrested by the king. And Diogo's words were,
Your king is sending you on a mission to an African wilderness of beauty called Congo. The king Nzinga loves pretty women, foreigners preferably. Your king needs this territory and needs this king to do whatever your king commands. Do what comes naturally to get into his head. The idea is he needs to do whatever you want. Remember, the life of your family is in your hands. Fail and they die.
her thoughts return back to her present space in King Nzinga's private chambers, with the king behind her.
Nzi, I do care about you. Who wouldn't? We talk every other day. You are a great king, caring and kind, and your people love you. But you do have 2 wives, and I am a Christian, and the only way we can be together is if we marry as Christians. No, not possible. Too complicated, Nzi. I have to go.
Wait, Beatriz, wait! Oh, Beatriz, you have given me an idea to explore.
The king stares into space, analyzing his available options with Beatriz, but then realizes that marrying her would mean breaking the law of the land.
Damn! What do I do? Nzinga might have an answer.
Diogo has come to see Nzinga at his request. They are in his private quarters. Nzinga expresses the displeasure of the three bureaucrats as Diogo seems not to be fulfilling his part of the arrangement previously made. We go back in time to when they were to board the ship back to Congo.
Gentlemen, my king is willing to give each of you a percentage from every trade deal made with King Nzinga, as long as you are able to convince your king to sign the trade agreement along with the building of the church and the school. Nothing is changing. It will be business as usual. Other European countries will be coming, but we want to be the first to secure a partnership and relationship with your great kingdom. My king just wants to make sure that the interest of the kingdom of Portugal is protected.
The emissaries come close to discuss in whisper. Then Nzinga speaks.
We are in agreement and we'll discuss the percentage terms.
Back to the present.
Nzinga, I assure you, all is well. But we need to make sure we have our people in place, structures built, with the business interest of King João II protected. Once these tasks are completed, you and your friends will be getting the full amount that we agreed. Nzinga still looks unhappy.
Diogo, be very careful. You know I can go back and tell the king that the cities in Portugal are not as glorious as earlier explained. The massive disparity between the rich and the poor, problems in the church in Rome, threatened wars with Spain. Do I go on? You had better fulfill your part of our agreement.
My brother Nzinga.
I'm not your brother.
Calm down, please. No need to get aggressive, Nzinga. I totally agree with you. But you do realize that nowhere is perfect. You and your colleagues were well treated, weren't you? You saw how the church brought in income to the kingdom of Portugal. But if you talk now, our arrangement will come to light. You three will lose your seats on the cabinet and your possession seized. I don't think you want to lose that, along with the favors you get from being close to King Nzinga. Do you know, Nzinga?
As Nzinga deliberates with himself, the elder knocks on his door, walks in and lets him know that King Nzinga had arrived at his house, escorted by Rolando the teacher. As the other bureaucrats leave, Nzinga meets the king at his door. The king looks surprised to see Diogo in the house of Nzinga.
Great King Nzinga, I am surprised to see you here. I had some issues with some slaves that were to be moved.
You had issues with slaves to be moved, and you are here? You should be talking to my son, Mpanzu. No need to thank me for pointing you in the right direction. Just leave.
As you wish, great king.
Nganga, I'm here for a matter concerning the kingdom and the health of your king.
All right, that's it. Bedtime now, Timmy. We'll continue some other time.
Oh, not again, Dad. I'm not sleepy.
But I am.
Will they catch Diogo and Beatriz, Dad?
Just follow the story, Timmy, and enjoy it. Don't jump the gun. Good night.
Good night, Dad.